My name is Rodger Winn. I'm from Little Mountain, South Carolina, which is about 35 miles northwest of Columbia. I host or facilitate a seed swap here at Monticello. Looking for the varieties, I like the stories behind them, and I'm like a kid in a candy store when I do a seed swap and I see something unique show up on the table. I'm the first one there, asking about it. So that's what drives me. I work full time for a power company, and gardening and preserving seeds is my hobby. Rodger's Heirlooms is what I call my business. I don't really consider myself a company, but I do grow and produce seeds for other companies such as Southern Exposure Seeds. Kind of started with an organization I belong to called the Appalachian Heirloom Seed Conservancy, and it was formed in about 2000 by some friends that I knew through an online discussion forum. And there was a bunch of us in that group from Southern Appalachia, and we had a lot of unique varieties, and we decided to come together as a group and form an organization to preserve heirloom vegetables from Southern Appalachia. And we meet every year in first Saturday in October in Berea, Kentucky. And Ira Wallace, manager of Southern Exposure, was also a member of that group. She had joined. And I was doing a presentation on using a parasitic wasp for Mexican bean beetle control in beans. After I gave my presentation, Ira approached me and said, "I hear so much about you and all your heirloom seeds. I'm the manager of Southern Exposure Seeds. Would you be interested in growing for us?" So that's how I kind of started with them. And the small heirloom specialty seed business, it's not a company trying to get the monopoly. All the seed companies work together. And so I was growing something out for Southern Exposure, and they said, "Hey, Randall over at Baker Creek is also interested in this. Would you mind doing a little bit more for them?" Or Robin at So True Seed is also, doing this tomato. Do you think we can get in on that grow route too? So they kind of all network and work together for a common goal, preserving varieties and getting them out to the public for people to grow. One of the unique properties of heirloom seeds is there's a lot more diversity. There's a lot more choices than what you have going to the seed store and buying seeds today. Heirloom seeds are open pollinated, which means they breed true. You can save the seed from them. You don't have to every year spend your money on new seeds. But if you're not into the seed saving, you can still purchase the seed from specialty seed companies. But probably one of the biggest things is the flavor. Heirloom varieties of vegetables have so much more flavor than our modern hybrids. But they're not common in the marketplace because they typically don't ship well, they don't store well, they don't harvest all at the same time. They got a longer season, and when the economics of seed in our food business, it doesn't work. They need a crop that can all produce at one time and be harvested at one time, will withstand mechanical cleaning and shipping halfway across the world. But these are varieties that are perfect for the home gardener. You got much better taste. Why would you want to grow something that you can buy in the grocery store for 50 cents a can or whatever? So this is something that's got good taste. There's more color, more variety in it. Something that's going to last all season, give you small amounts over a longer period of time rather than having everything ripen at one time and then the plant's done with. Buy the stuff at the grocery store when you need it, buy the stuff at the farmer's market, but if you're going to plant a home garden, plant something different, something unique. And I think most people will find they would much rather have the heirloom varieties of vegetables than anything else that you can find in a grocery store. That's what drives me. I'm always looking for that one elusive seed that I haven't heard about or seen. But probably a big selling point is not only the taste, its ability to grow well in a home garden, but the story that's behind it. Some of the beans, Grandma Lindler's yellow tomato, and how it was brought over from Germany back in the 1700s or whatever, and been in the family for 200 years. People like that story. It's nice to have a story attached to something, because then you can relive that. I'm looking at this tomato or this ear corn or these beans, and I know some pioneer 200 years ago was growing this exact same variety on their homestead. And that's kind of neat. I was that original stereotype where I thought only a middle-aged man, that grew up in some isolated area of South Carolina was the only one that kept old types of seeds until I started going to seed swaps. It's definitely grown in popularity because 20 years ago I didn't even know what an heirloom vegetable was. It was just seeds that I kept. 10 years ago, people started asking me for my varieties and wanting it to be introduced into seed companies. You started seeing heirloom seed companies popping up, and today, we're doing talks, we're doing presentations, we're having whole festivals that thousands of people attend just to celebrate heirloom vegetables and seeds. So yeah, it's growing. Will it take over and you won't have modern hybrids? No. But there is a market for it, and it will be there, and it is definitely a home garden type thing. And yeah, I think it's going to keep growing and keep growing.